Hey, Bourbon brothers and sisters, Angry Mac here again. Come with me today. My craft journey takes me, dare I say it, to Texas. Now the question is, does all Texas whiskey fall into the same category? For me, Texas whiskey is interesting because I've tried things like Garrison Brothers and I continue to try and I can't really find something that hits my palate. Balcones is another one right off the bat that I keep trying. So if you hear me, I'm trying, man. But there are two that really stand out. And today I'm going to talk about one of them. And if you can see right in front of me, it's Milam and Greene or Milam and Greene. I'm not really sure. It's one or the other. But we're going to talk about and say, is this Texas whiskey actually legit? Is this a whiskey that is worth purchasing? And don't get mad at me. Some of it may or may not be all from Texas. Just so you know, they were at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival last year, and I met Heather Green behind the scenes, master blender with her new bottle provisions at the time, and had a wonderful conversation with you. I got a big hug and very personal, and she was just an incredible human being. So she's down there, master blender, killing it. Then we have Marlene Holmes, and if you know anything about whiskey, bourbon, whatever, you know she's a master distiller. You know what she is doing is usually killer. She's not out there playing games. She is a legend. And then, all business from what I understand, I did not meet her, is Marsha Milam. So we have these three ladies just kicking ass in the whiskey industry. And I think Heather Green has a quote somewhere that she's not putting out, or something to the effect that if she's not putting out whiskey that isn't going to be great. She takes a lot of pride in this. She was so happy to share the provisions with me. Somebody she only met for a few minutes. Thankfully, we were introduced by a friend. But we go back down there to Texas. Is it good? Is it worth your consumer dollars? Is it worth your disposable income? Let's get into it. This is not your typical distillery. Not your typical. They don't source, they don't distill, they do both. So they do a little both down there. Not only do a little both down there, they could take that distilled stuff that they had and they could mix it with source stuff. They could age it in Texas. We have the answer right here is one of these is same mash bill, same everything. One is aged in Kentucky, the other one is aged in Texas. Do we want the punch of that heat, or do we want the Texas punch of heat, or the Kentucky, more of that mild weather back and forth with the changes? But when we talk about source, nobody at Milam and Greene is just dumping barrels into bottles. Nobody's doing that. They have some great blenders there, head by Heather Green. Her palate drives the blending just the same way that Marlene Holmes' expertise, experience, knowledge, creativity is driving the distilling. So when we talk about it, it's incredible. It is absolutely incredible what they're doing there. When we think about it, and they're building through the Texas heat, through the Texas humidity, they're aging in Texas, they're trying to get that boldness, and that's probably what gives it the depth that it has. Or for me, on the other hand, some of the Texas whiskey that I haven't hit for me, that's probably doing it. Why? And you ask yourself why. Texas is unforgiving. The heat is unbearable. The air, the humidity, the temperature swings from high to cold, they're pushing these barrels to the very end to give you bold depthness, great flavors, or maybe not. So there is a risk here in Texas because it is not as even and steady as some of the other climates in our country. But I know that people appreciate the Texas heat because I recently discussed Doc Brown Farms, and they send one of their premier juice to Texas to age it for a little vacation, because they want that heat there. So that heat is wanted. Things don't age the same in that Texas humidity. I'm just saying, bold, complex, or maybe not so much. It could be wrecked. Now, Milam and Greene has many offerings. So right here on the table in front of me, and I'll sample this right here. This is a sample of provisions given to me by Bourbon Theory with fantastic guys. I did not buy a bottle when I was down there. I don't remember if they had it. But I did buy this bottle. I am a big fan of the Unabridged series. The Unabridged series is definitely blended. Everything very transparent on the back. This is absolutely unbelievable. I have not had the 4 yet. This is the 3. This is one of the new ones, the Wildlife Collection. And as I said, I have the answer. These were given to me by a friend for today, for me to put them out here to share with you. So they have some other things. One of my first introductions was the triple cask. And I'm going to tell you, I had the triple cask, I would say, several years ago. And you know what? It was okay. I had the triple cask about a year ago, 6 months ago. My God, that flavor profile was so much better. And I guess because they're aging more, because they have resources, more resources now, they're getting more things. It was phenomenal. The rye, absolutely spectacular. They have a small batch, which I believe is a higher proof. I've never had the small batch. They have single barrels, and they have what I'm showing you here. Amongst other things, if you go on their website, you could probably find other offerings. These are just the ones that I know. So they have bold flavors, they have high proof, they have complexity, they have blended offerings. So they have a little bit of everything. And they have the proofs range. Like the Provisions is an entry level 80 proof. Don't know what the price is, but I think it's in that $40 to $50 range. But once again, we'll get into that. So we're thinking, why should you buy it? For me, I think it's a buy. I think for me, it's good. I mean, good to great. I think it's well made. I think that it's craftsmanship. I think it's skillfully created with care, passion, and love. And these are the things that I like. Now you ask yourself, is it overpriced? Because some of it does get pricey. Is it overpriced? Who am I to tell you? I don't think it's overpriced. I don't think it's overpriced because it's offering you a value for what it is. If what is in the bottle is worth what you believe that you should be drinking, yes. You know, something is only worth what you're willing to pay for it. So if you are willing to pay a price for this, you're willing to pay. But you know what you're paying? You're paying for the expertise, you're paying for the Texas heat, you're paying for the experience, you're paying for the craftsmanship, you're paying for good juice. And this is something that people should look upon. And when you look at Texas whiskey, this is not your ordinary Texas whiskey. I don't care where it started from. I don't care that I look at the back of this bottle and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is 6 blends here. 6 barrels went into this blend. 6, ranging anywhere from, let me see here, can't really read what, Kentucky, Tennessee, Texas. So it's coming from 3 different places. Don't care. I knew something was from Kentucky because I was surprised to see them at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival 2 years in a row when I was there. So I knew something was coming. So I don't care where it comes from. I end up how it ends, how it goes in my glass, and how it tastes. And so should you. So if you're a purist and you don't like these blends or you don't like things moving around, this may not be for you. I do like that some of it is pot stilled and column stilled. I like that. I like that uniqueness. This may not be you if that's it. But if you like flavor, if you like creativity, if you like blending, if you like boldness, if you like good finishes, this is something you should try. Let my craft journey be yours. We need to support the craft, especially at a time right now, because they're really getting a kick in the ass. So is this for you? I don't know. That's up to you, but you certainly should try it. Is it for me? Absolutely. So next time you go into the store, maybe don't chase that allocated bottle. Maybe you don't say, hey, you have any blends? No. Maybe you say, you have any unabridged? You have any? Do you have an answer? Maybe ask for that instead of an allocated bottle and open up your horizons to some great craft setting. So yeah, so I said it. Texas whiskey can be gold. So let's get into this. Let's get into this right here. The Provisions. And this is my little Kentucky Bourbon Festival glass from last year. Smells great already. So I'm expecting this to be very light. I remember it's great. I haven't had it since the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. Very light. Not much on the legs. The nose, right now, it shines. I'm getting a nice vanilla honey. Almost a bready quality to this. A little bit of, I would like to say there's an herbal component to it. Smells nice. Cheers. Yeah, the flavor doesn't let me down. Vanilla, caramel, sweetness. a touch of fruitiness. It drinks at 80 proof. This is a fantastic, fantastic daily sipper. A little white pepper or a peppery taste there at the end and the finish, just kind of lingering. Provisions, Milam and Greene. Check out the line. Find the person you love, give them a hug. Now remember, it's never about what's in the glass, although put some Milam and Greene in yours. It is who you're sharing the pour with, brothers and sisters, and today I'm sharing my pour with you. Cheers. Damn, that's good. In a teeny tiny glass.